Hello Stampers, welcome to my channel. My name is Lori Staley, Addicted Stamper with Stampin' Up, and I'm a U.S. independent demonstrator. Thank you for joining me today, whether you are coming back for another Make It Monday, which I do weekly, or if this is your first time watching. I appreciate you, and I'm happy that we're going to have a few minutes to spend together stamping this morning. Just a couple of things before I get started with today's project. First of all, if you like the video today, you can find more videos over on my business page on Facebook, Lori Staley Stampin' Up Demonstrator. I'm live over there 3 times a week, Tuesdays at 2, which is usually some kind of tip or technique. Then Thursday mornings, we do coffee and cards, where I demonstrate a few cards for you. And then Sunday night at 8 is my Come Stamp Along, which is kind of a mystery stamping night. We usually do 2 projects. Oftentimes they include fun folds, and I send out the materials that are needed along with the cardstock measurements, etc., to stamp along with me. So be sure to check that out. If you do and you like it, please make sure you like and follow the page so you're notified, because that will help you see anything new that I put up. And the same thing with my channel here. If you have not liked or followed, be sure you do that as well. And then I wanted to share this with you. This is my June class. Obviously you can see that it is a home decor piece. It's framed art for the beach lovers, right? So whether you're a beach lover or you have a friend or family member that loves going to the beach and collecting seashells, this makes the perfect home decor piece. This class is $30, and for that you receive all of the materials that you see. So you get a full pack of the sand and sea paper, you receive a full pack of the opals, and you also receive a full pack of the pearlescent paper. Now you will need the sand and sea bundle to complete this project, but as far as all the background papers, the Night of Navy, the beach in Night of Navy, the coral, all of that will be done for you. So if you're interested in this, I will drop the registration link in the comments below this video. Registration is open until the 14th, and then I hope to have things out before the end of June. Depends on Stampin' Up getting me the materials, right, that I'll be placing the order for. But this is really cool. The frame is not included. This is a 9x9 frame. You can pick those up online. You can pick those up at Michael's. Actually, I think Michael had them on sale. I don't know if they still are, but they were on sale on Saturday. So, very cool piece. If you love that, again, I'll drop that registration link. The postage is priority mailing for $8 if you're not local to me. And yeah, I think that's all I had to share there. So let me get started with the project. We're going to make a cute, quick card this morning, doing a little bit of die cutting and bringing together some older stamp sets, such as Peaceful Moments for our greeting. And of course, the Pampered Pets bundle, right? These two have been around for a little while. This has the die cuts with it. But then we're also using the dies from the Inspired Thoughts and Inspired Canopy. So we're going to use this to create our tree. I wanted to show you how you can cut the trees apart and use them to make multiple projects. This, of course, is our grass line that we're going to be cutting down here. And that little bird actually came out of the Beauty of Friendship bundle. You have a little die in there that has 2 birds on it, so you get to cut 2 at one time. And then the other supplies are just the Balmy Blue, some black Memento, and of course a few blends. Pull out my stamps here and we'll get started. And then I will show you another project at the end, so make sure you stick around, that I used for the leftover trees, because not only do we have the tree on the front, but we also have our tree on the inside. And that little puppy dog is just so darn cute, isn't he? I'm telling you. Okay, so of course our base is Balmy Blue. And I have a layer of soft suede And then let's grab one of our pieces of Whisper White. All the measurements, the supplies, etc. will also be listed in the comments below. So you can look there if you want to recreate this project, and you'll see what you need there, as well as that registration for that beach sampler, right? So we're going to use some Balmy Blue and, of course, our blending brushes. And anybody recognize this? So this, ignore that black mark there, this is one of the border dies, basic border dies. It gives you that cloud effect, which you could absolutely use on your project just like that. I use it to create a stencil. And then I ink up my blending brush, and we're going to just put some color into our skyline. And of course, the more you go over, obviously, the more ink you're going to get in your blending brush and onto your project. Now, when I want to change it up, I shift it around a little bit because I don't want my cloud lines to be exact. I want to offset those. And you can leave as much or as little on there as you would like. And we're going to drop, I think, one more. As much space is what I was trying to say, in between, right? So there we have some clouds, just that easy. I've done it all to make cloud skylines, right? I've torn the paper towel to get the rough edge, making hills and valleys on that to create a sky. I've done my own kind of used circles and mounted them onto the back of a strip of paper to get a cloud line. That little die there that we just used really does make it the easiest to make that happen. Okay, so there's our background. Now, I have taken a piece of soft suede, which is what we're going to cut our trees out of, and I have put adhesive sheet on the back of it, because mounting that tree becomes much easier if you're using adhesive sheet. And my little tale on myself is I never remember to put my adhesive sheet on. So I was pretty proud of myself when I was getting this project ready that I did, in fact, remember to do that. I have my die cutting machine sitting right beside me, so I'm just going to run this through. Forgive me while I'm off the camera here for a second to make this happen. But just putting that between my cutting pads, and then we'll run that through. Now, the adhesive sheet does make it just a little bit thicker to cut through. So I'm going to run it through forwards and backwards, and then I'm going to actually look at the die on the back and see, does it look like everything is going to be cut out, because this does have a lot of little nooks and crannies in it. So we're going to take a look, and actually that looks pretty good, but you know what, my other secret tip is I'm actually going to run this through one more time upside down, right? So leaving it like this. I'll just get rid of all those pieces that want to pop out already. And then I'll feel pretty confident that we're going to have a good clean cut. Grab my take your pick tool. Get that started. That is a candidate for our brush. I'm going to see if I can just take my fingernails over this and pop out those few remaining pieces. Let's see. Oh, yeah. They're going to be just fine. I think I got them all. Oh, there's two more. But you can see they're just falling right out with a little bit of pressure from the take your pick tool. Okay, so now what I did is I actually cut this down, as you can tell. I did not want all four trees back there, although that would have been cute too. And all I did was come up through the branches. And depending upon which tree you want, will kind of help you understand which way you have to cut them apart, right? So I'm trying to follow what I think would be the natural line of these branches on our tree on the left. Right, sorry. Yes, I do know my right from my left. And the really cool thing is, even though that looks a little odd, when we mount this right next to the edge, it's going to be perfect. So we're going to do that. Now to get, you know what, I'm just going to trim this off because we don't really need it. It's going to go in behind our grass. And all you have to do is just bend it a little bit, and that backing for the adhesive sheet comes right off. So I love that. Makes it very simple. I am going to keep this closer to the top. And I kind of want my tree straight. I don't want it looking like it's about to fall over. Then we're going to use this hill line or grass line. Now I purposefully cut this twice as big as I wanted it to be so that I can cut right down the center and then put my other piece on the inside. So we're going to do that. When I run this through my die cutting machine, I do not run it straight through. I always put it at an angle. It prevents all that pressure from the rollers in the machine from hitting and maybe warping your die, right? Never run it through straight across either. Always do it at an angle. And we have our two hills. I love how quick and easy the dies make everything. All right, let's use this piece on the front. Okay, grab a little seal. Oops. Get that started. And then I do a little kickback. I know we have a love-hate relationship, I think a lot of us, going on with our seal. If I remember to do that little flick back at the end, I don't have a lot of problems with it getting started and doing what I want it to do. But if I forget to do that, well then yes, sometimes you have to restart it with your hand. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and stamp the puppy dog from Pampered Pets. This is such a cute set. Whether you're a dog lover or a cat lover, it's got you covered, right? Because you can have two of each in the stamp set. And of course, the Designer Series paper that retired last year with the last annual catalog, it was perfect to go with this set. And I am using the dark basic black for his nose, and the red collar is dark real red, and then this is Smokey Slate, and I believe this is the light, yes. Now on the sample, you'll notice, or maybe you can't see, but I did put some pink in there. I put some pink inside that one ear, and then I put a little bit inside his mouth to replicate his tongue. I did not bring that Flirty Flamingo blend with me, so we won't be putting that in there today, but that's a cute little addition that you could add. I am going to leave his belly white, so we're just going to go down here and get the rest of him colored in. You can use the bullet tip or the brush tip. He's got some nice wide open spaces, so the brush tip would be good. Can you hear the squeaking on my blend? That tells me that this blend is soon going to need replaced, and that's why I'm not using the brush tip, because it's dried out. I've used Smoky Slate Hard. It's one of the colors I probably use harder than any other colors that we offer, just because it's a great neutral, right? So let me grab the pet dies, and we'll do one more die cut. So cute. I love the little footprints on here too. They're very cute. Okay, so I'm just going to lay this on top of him, make sure I have it lined up. And you can grab your washi tape, you can grab Post-it notes. Talking about Post-it notes, I have this labeling and cover-up tape. I got this to teach a technique on one of my Tuesday tips over on my Facebook page, but I found that not only does it make that tip really easy to do, but it makes a great hold in place on your die cuts, right? So let's cut him out, him or her. I don't know, growing up we had female cats and male dogs, so I still refer to dogs as him, even when they're hers. So cute. We're gonna mount that down there with some dimensionals, but first I'm gonna put my happy birthday in. And I broke my own rule because I always stamp before I start mounting pieces, just to make sure that I don't accidentally drop the ink pad on it or some crazy thing like that, right? This way I can drop back and punt if I need to. So grab some dimensionals. And you can see this card comes together pretty quickly, even with the die cutting. But if you have dog lovers, if you have kiddos, wouldn't this make an adorable card for their birthday? Before I mount that, now I think we're going to be okay. I think that tree is going to stay in. The soft suede is just of 1/8 of an inch larger than the Whisper White, as is the Balmy Blue. We're going to bring in this piece. Now I have another tree that we're going to trim off. This time I went to the other side. And I know you're saying, well, why would you do that? Well, because I wanted to have that same effect, so I could line it up right along the edge, and it just looks like that side is off the picture, right? And then I have these two pieces that I can do something else with. So once again, we're going to go ahead and trim this off. Whoops. Fold that little edge over, and it just releases the adhesive sheet. Mount this right here, again, right along the edge. Makes that quick work to put those trees on, because they are very detailed. So you can absolutely do it with the Tombow liquid glue as well. You can either just kind of put a light coat on the trunk and some of the branches, or you could do the sponge and the silicone pad where you put a puddle of the glue out on your silicone pad. I now have black ink on my hand. I often have ink on my hands. And use the sponge into the glue too. And I always make sure my stamp is going the right direction, it's mounted straight, so that I'm sure when I put it down on my project, I have the best opportunity for success, right? Oh, I've got black on both hands apparently. Thank goodness that's the back of our project. This is why they give Stampin' Up! Demonstrators black aprons to wear, because we can rub the ink that gets onto our hands off and no one ever knows. All right, and then the last thing we have to do to complete our cards And I made the little bird red so that, now I just used the one that partnered with this guy. So you do get the opposite directions in the two birds in that die, in the beauty of friendship. And that's great because you can put them on your project and have them facing each other if you're using both of them. I'm going to put just a little mini dimensional on him, if he will cooperate with me. And we're going to set him right there in the tree. And there we go, guys. There is the project for today's Make It Monday. We used a whole bunch of different products on this, including Pampered Pets and Peaceful Moments, which are long-term loved stamp sets and bundles. And then we use the basic borders to create our background with the clouds, and of course the trees from Inspiring Canopy along with the grass line. I hope you enjoyed that. I want to show you the project I did with my leftovers here. I did a virtual catalog launch last night on my Facebook page, and I demonstrated this card showing them how they can use leftovers when they decide to cut their trees apart. So this makes a great masculine card using Beauty of the Earth Designer Series paper on this one. And these are the other projects we made last night. So we used the Meadow dies and the Iconic dies. Have you guys seen those Iconic dies? They are amazing, and they're by themselves, so you really have to kind of look for them in the back with all the different dies. But they're fabulous. We did a card with In Symmetry. Love that. This is actually a little bit of a fancy fold. Okay. So that's pretty cool. And then this one was Encircled in Friendship, I believe it's called. And we used the flower from Quiet Meadow. So that was fun. If you want to check that out, it is again over on my Facebook page, addictedstamper.stampinup.net. And be sure to check that out, like, love, follow, etc. while you're over there, as well as here. Remember, all the measurements for the project I made will be down below in the video description, so you can find that along with the link for this beautiful project that we're doing this month. Okay, guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next Monday for another Make It Monday. Thanks. Bye.